Hi guys, this is your girl, Diva Madonna with a capital D, and I'm here at the Renaissance Hotel, 125th Street in Harlem. And I'm so excited today. I have an interview with no other than legendary director and CEO of the hip hop fraternity. He is an actor, Mr. James C.B. Gray. How are you? Nice. Oh my God, it's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks.
Finally.
I really appreciate it.
Yes. Take time on your busy schedule to see me. I appreciate that. I love the space. The space is really nice too.
Oh yeah. It's been open for a couple of months now. And
Wow.
Who
would know?
Had a couple events here, and we're just trying to utilize it.
How do you manage being James? Okay, because you are definitely, like, you wear so many hats and you are so involved in so many community work, plus you're actor, you are the CEO of the hip hop fraternity, you have an award show coming up in Atlanta. Like, how do you do it? Where do you get that energy from?
Well, that energy comes from the sacrifices that I've made over the years, to get here. And I'm really excited to be here right now, doing everything that I'm doing. When I was coming up, there was a lot of people that was rolling with me that are no longer even doing anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you kept
so
it.
I had to keep that energy going. I had to keep the flame flowing. And now, for the work that I put in over the years, the blessings are here, and I'm continuing to connect with good people like yourself to make bigger things happen.
You definitely brings a very positive energy, and especially for the hip hop fraternity. Why did that mean so much to you when you started that?
Well, actually, my business partner, Ken Ivey, aka Pimpin' Ken, he's the one that founded the hip hop fraternity.
Wow.
And he brought me into it. And I told him, I said, listen, whenever you're ready for me, whatever you need me to do, let me know.
Right.
So he said, I would love for you to be the face of the New York City chapter.
Nice.
Because like I said, we got over 35 chapters throughout the United States.
Oh, you do?
And when I came in, I was the vice president of the New York City chapter. Then I eventually became the president of the New York City chapter. Then I became the national president
Oh my God.
of the whole organization. And now I'm the CEO.
Wow.
So,
and what was that challenge for you? How was it?
It never was a challenge. Everything I'm doing is harmonious.
So why hip hop? What does hip hop mean to you, James?
Well, hip hop, I'm a hip hop baby. Like when I was born, hip hop was the new genre, of black music that, we were exposed to, that really kind of shaped the culture and gave us a voice.
Yes, like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was an amazing opportunity for the youth to be able to identify with a genre of music that could speak for them, represent them, and also bridge gaps with other cultures.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
For me, I sometimes do speak up against hip hop music, I'm going to be very honest. And it has to do with the over-sexualized and maybe the violence that comes in it. But how do you differentiate the negative from the positive as a CEO of the fraternity itself? Like, what do you tell these rappers that are actually coming up right now? What do you see?
All right, well, first of all, I'm really a big component of freedom of speech.
Right.
Okay? But with that freedom of speech comes responsibility.
Good.
So you can't just say, oh, I'm just a rapper, I don't got nothing to do with that, and you have lyrics that are condoning sex, over-sexualization, rape, murder, beef, drama, and things like that. So in that particular context, I'm not for drill rap.
Wow.
Because drill rap is a genre of music that stipulates that you have to have active beef with somebody that you want to kill in order to be a drill rapper.
Wow.
So you can't just say, oh, I'm a drill rapper. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to put a camera in your face. They're going to say, who's your op? Who you got beef with?
Wow.
And if you say nobody, like, you ain't no drill rapper.
Right.
That's how serious this is. So once again, I say we're not condoning it. We don't support it because it supports black on black crime. It supports violence overall, and that's not a solution to where we're trying to go.
So when I found out about the hip hop fraternity, I also found out that you, Mr. Gray, have a bill that you're pushing for pension for these hip hop artists that are leaving the game and they have nothing. And I think that is such an amazing, I mean, nobody thought about this. What does that mean to you?
Well, first of all, I'm really big into politics.
You are?
I'm a local politician here in Harlem as the Democratic committeeman for the 68th Assembly District of New York State. I'm also judicial delegate in that same assembly district. And just, besides the titles, the work that I do in the Harlem community, we get a lot done. We're very proactive and productive.
Yes.
So being in a line of politics, I had to find out how politics could impact hip hop in a positive way.
That's so sweet.
So I'm really big on legislation. I've been behind legislation on the chokehold bill. When, matter of fact, when Mayor de Blasio signed the chokehold bill, he passed me the pen that he signed the bill with because he knew that I'm somebody that was really championing him for a long time, and also Dr. Aisha Sekou was very vocal about that as well. So the bill that was passed to no longer charge juveniles as adults, I was a part of that bill too.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
you're really about positiveness when it comes on to just the culture itself.
Being a member of the National Action Network under Reverend Al Sharpton, I was the executive vice president of the National Action Network Bronx chapter, and coming out of that vein of community activism and social justice,
yes,
I knew how important legislation was. So I said, you know what? We need legislation enacted to protect these artists who are no longer able to rap. Matter of fact, when I saw Curtis Blow, he was on stage, he was backstage. I said, yo, why you not performing? Slick Rick, everybody's performing. He pulled up his shirt and he showed me the cut where he had the heart surgery. He said, yo, my doctor said I can't really, perform like that anymore after the surgery.
Wow.
But guess what? He still got to pay bills. He still got to take care of a family.
Yes.
Nobody don't care about where he's getting it from. He cannot legally do it on stage anymore because of his condition.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So he got a couple of people who are reaching out to him, but it's not enough.
It's not enough.
And he shouldn't even have to do that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
So do you think is the lack of knowledge why most of the artists themselves, even for me as a dancehall culture, because I'm from Jamaica, we have the same issue where the artists are not knowledgeable about finance. They're not knowledgeable about just the deals that they make.
This is exactly why we're the only hip hop organization that's teaching hip hop artists about the business side of the music industry.
Love that.
Publishing, royalties, contracts, entertainment law, distribution. We got a whole curriculum specifically for that. So right now, we're going through a process of getting accreditation for this curriculum.
Right.
Once that happens, we'll be off to the races. So we're working really hard.
So you definitely are working behind the scene to get these stuff done.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So how does James find time to be an actor? Because you are also a
SAG after actor.
Yes. This is a beautiful hotel. Am I going to get a tour? Let's go upstairs.
Let's go upstairs and I'll show you upstairs real quick.
Definitely. I love it. I will be back here. I love it. It's beautiful. I like the artwork. Really nice. Such a great pleasure talking to you. It's such a great divine to see, especially a strong black man doing so much good things and saving humanity while doing it. So for the hip hop fraternity, over the years, I mean, hip hop is a self-expression. For you as the CEO of the fraternity, where do you see it in the next 10 years? And what do you want your legacy to be when you leave?
Well, I don't plan on leaving, but we have a really good vision of what we're going to be in the short future, in the near future. And we already embarked upon a bunch of different agendas, programs, and projects that have already been proven to be very lucrative. So as we move it forward, we're just trying to keep the momentum going, bring in newer and better ideas, bring in, more people that have the good understanding of what the hip hop fraternity represents, and I think from there, if we just keep our consistency with that formula, we're going to be very successful.
So for streaming services, right, over the years, they are taken out of the artist's pockets. They're not making money from stream.
Yeah.
Back in the days when we had a single sales, when we have, CDs we could sell a record, the artist made more. What do you think we as a community can do to make sure that the artists are getting their fair share? Like, is there something we can do? Or are the streaming company really owned by the labels? How does it work?
Well, it's fun. I'm glad you brought that question up, because what we're doing at the Hip Hop Fraternity, by teaching these hip hop artists about the business side,
I know, right.
This is a primary aspect of a solution. Okay, when you look at when you think about fear,
Right.
look at COVID-19, right?
Yeah.
When COVID-19 hit, a lot of people were scared. You know why they were scared?
To die.
No, they were scared because they didn't have enough information about how to deal with this situation.
Exactly.
So fear comes in when there's lack of information about situations.
Right.
So once you start giving people good information, that breaks down their fear and they become more confident.
So do you think the artists will be ready to be a part of this? Because, it's always about ego. Do I want to learn? Look at my age now. Who cares? How would you get them to be involved?
Well, I think that initiative is within oneself.
Right.
So you have to take the initiative within yourself to want to win,
Yes.
to want to learn,
Yes.
to want to progress.
Yes.
If you don't do that, you're going to
Yes.
defeat yourself already.
Yes.
So we're already teaching a lot of our people, a lot of our members, how important it is to be confident within yourself first.
Right.
Then develop the initiative to go on and learn what you need to learn in order to become successful.
So how does artists get to be a part of the hip hop fraternity? What is their step or process? What is it?
Go right onto the website,
Okay.
www.hhfmag.com,
Right.
and at the top left-hand corner, you'll see those three little lines.
Yeah.
Click that, and then when scroll down to where it says become a member.
So it's almost like the Grammys, where you are you buying into it? Is there a fee?
Okay, so as an artist, it's free. As a chapter member, a chapter leader, there's fees that the chapter pays as under a Dvia
Right.
type of contract.
Right.
So if you want to launch your own chapter, so right now, like I've been running the New York chapter for years.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So every year I have to pay a certain amount of money to keep that chapter going, and that money goes back to HHF, where we help pay fees with the website, and get things that we need. We help pay for travel and people that have to, travel around it.
That's really nice.
You know what I'm saying? So we all chip in with that money to do what we have to do to keep this thing going.
So I see you have this big award coming up, Red Carpet in Atlanta on April 5th.
Yes.
You are also a nominee. I voted for you today. Okay. So tell me a little bit about the award show and what are we expecting for that day?
Well, this is going to be the fourth annual Hip Hop Fraternity Award Ceremony. And every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes.
And this year, we're actually turning the biggest strip club in Atlanta into a convention center.
Oh my God.
Yeah. For King of Diamonds.
Yes, I've heard of King of Diamond. I've heard of King of Diamond.
So we got the whole thing. You're not even gonna know it was a strip club. We're gonna,
Nice.
we got like banners to go over the poles and all that stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be. We got a couple of Nick Cannon, 19 Keys, BG from Cash Money.
I was looking at that.
Man, so many artists, both big and up and coming. We give everybody an opportunity to be part of this.
Yes, I was checking out the categories and they were wide and broad, and I love that. You gave you real estate, like
Somebody that's up and coming.
Yes.
Could get an award.
Could get an award. I saw that. I love that. I like the energy for that.
If I don't win, guess what? Somebody's gonna win. I root for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm not a sore loser. I want everybody to win.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm still like going for it.
So what is in store for James right now, for you, and what do you want to do right now? Because you have done it all. You're in politics. You're an actor. You're head of the hip hop fraternity. What else do you see that you would want to accomplish?
I'm writing a book right now.
Oh, you are! Congratulations on that. Nice.
A book that it's called Becoming a Classic Man.
You are a classic man.
So I'm teaching the young boys how to become like.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
So I'm talking about, you put on the suit, you get the girl. Put on the suit, you get the job. But you put on the suit after you have the core value system.
The core value system. Right.
Respect, honor, dignity.
I love that.
Integrity.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Without that, if you put on the suit without that, it's a fraud.
Wow. I love the message.
Talk about the rites of passage.
Yes.
That's
yes.
book 2.
Yes.
So a whole thing about how important it is for these young males to go through the proper process of phasing over from boyhood to manhood.
Love that.
You know what the rites of passage is in America right now?
What's that?
If you're a young male, black or brown, you get shot or you go to jail and you survive, you come back home, now
Nothing. Yes.
And I'll give you a perfect example.
Wow.
There was two kids. They lived up on 143rd Street. One of them went to jail, one of them went to college. The one that went to college came home for spring break. They robbed him and they killed him. The one that went to jail, when he came home, they took him shopping. He had a big block party.
Come here to dinner.
They gave him money, they gave him
Wow.
guns, and they gave him guns.
Wow.
So guess what? All those little boys say, yo, we don't want to be like him.
Right.
We want to be like him.
Right.
And that's the wrong message.
Because we don't have a lot of representation.
That's what I said. That's the wrong message
Yes.
we're sending to the
Younger kids. Yes. Yes. I love that.
There's no way in the world you can try to get them to do the right thing without the right message.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that. You know something, James? This is an awesome interview. You're so positive and you bring so much light and positive vibration to just everything that you do. And you don't find a lot of people like yourself. So continue to be the shining light. Continue to be who you are in strength and nature. Congratulations on all your accomplishments. And thanks to represent what a true black man should be. So it's my pleasure talking to you, and thanks for having me today. This is your girl, Diva Madonna with a capital D, and I'm signing out from Glamson Stevens.
James C.B. Gray. You can find me everywhere across the board. James C.B. Gray on every platform. All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you.